We're back at Marty's fly bench. Today I got a parachute bluing olive. Nice simple pattern, but I hope I have a few tricks to show you on tying parachutes that'll make yours easier and a little neater. This hook is a size 18, and I like to use a fine thread, so this is uni thread 8/0. For tailing material, I just pulled a fiber off of a whiting booger pack, and that's going to give me good tail fibers. And what I'm going to do is peel some off on the stem, get them even first, and then get a good grip on them, and then just peel it off the stem. That'll help you get nice even hackle fibers for tails. Now this is a fly we fish in the emergences, so it's not meant to be a spinner, so I don't make the tails too long. And when I get back to where the hook just starts to bend, I'll just put one turn underneath, and that will splay them just a little bit. And then I'm going to move the thread back up close to where I'm going to put in my parachute post. And I don't like to get it too close to the eye. I like to set it back a little bit. The post material I'm using is a poly yarn. And I'm going to place it on the top of the hook with two pretty tight turns. And then lift up and get a couple of hard anchor turns. And I'm going to start my post, but I'm not going to worry about building the whole thing. I just want to keep it bundled and out of the way at the moment. My saddle hackle is medium done, and I'm going to go ahead and insert it now. It's stiff enough it'll stay out of the way while I dub the body. But you see where the feather stem is bare? I need to have that bare long enough so that now when I incorporate it into the post, when I make my first turn, I've still got a little bit of bare stem. That will let me manipulate the feather so that I can get it to cup down or cup up and not have any stray fibers sticking straight up. Now I'm going to dub around all of that before I wrap the parachute post. And you can never go wrong with basic Adams gray. I've got other colors that I tie this in and fish it in, but when in doubt, you go to gray. It's never the wrong color. And if my dubbing's nice and tight, I can get a wrap of dubbing under the tail as well. When I get to the head, I'll just jump in front. Not a bad taper, and I'm leaving the thread hang down on the far side, and I am going to make my first turn at the top of the post, and then as each wrap is below the previous wrap. When I get down to the dubbed body, I'm holding the feather straight down so I can get a couple of turns which will bind that feather stem to the post. Then I'm going to lift the feather up and get a snug turn which should pinch the stem. Now I'm going to trim it at this point pretty close. I don't have any problem with these things coming apart. That 3 turns locks it in pretty good. Now I'm ready to go to a whip finish. And before I do that, I'll do what I call, or what has been called, a wet whip. I'm going to get just a tiny bit of head cement on the thread. Rotate the fly just a little bit so that I can tie a 3-turn whip finish right on the post. Okay, ready to trim the thread, and I like to trim the post about the same height as all of my hackle fibers. That way the top of the fly is kind of a hemisphere, half of a circle, so no matter how it lands, it's going to want to roll back up so that the exposed side is down, and you can show the fish the whole profile of the fly. So, parachute bluing olive.